Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Today it's April 27th, 2021. Welcome to the Julie and Milo show. My name is Julie. I'm coming to you from Orange County. Hello, my dear friend Milo. Milo, could you please say hello?
Hey, how you guys doing? It's Milo from Nashville, Tennessee.
Milo, good morning. Thank you for joining me today. And you're always making me look so good every single day. I am happy because of OnPassive. It is a reason for all of us to be here. And it is a reason for Julia and Milo shows started in December 4th, 2020. OnPassive is a gift given to the humanity by Mr. Ashmofar and his family. And Milo, I have to say, right now our company is going through the time when the pandemic is hitting hard in India. And I just want to take this opportunity to send all well wishes to any staff, any member in Mountain Passive is affecting by this pandemic. And I just wanted to, wish them better. And I believe in energy healing. So I'm just hoping that you're recovering soon. Milo, you and I are so blessed every single day. We get to speak with founders across the world. And today we do have one founder is coming from the Cameroon. I can't wait to meet him and share his story. So Milo, could you please help me introduce our guest?
Absolutely, Julie. It's so fun to interview the guests and stuff and the founders. And this guy's made quite a mark just by one little saying that he says that, he's known around the world for it. So with no further ado, I'd like to bring to the stage Mr. Abongwa Celestin. Come on out, Abongwa Celestin. Good morning. Good morning. So glad to have you on the show today, Abongwa.
It's so good to have you, Celestine. Thank you for spending time with us.
I'm so happy to be on the show. It's a pleasure, really. I've been following your show and I'm so glad to be part of it today.
Absolutely. Well, it's good to have you here. And like we do on the show, we like to get to know the founders a little bit more. So we do know you from your coin phrase that you've got, but we would like to start all the way back at the beginning. Let's start with where was Abongwa born, his parents, his siblings, and his family now?
Oh, Abongwa Celestin, it's a humble guy Abongwa Celestin was born in Douala in the economic capital of Cameroon. And Abongwa Celestin is from a family of seven. And my siblings are a little bit whereas I have siblings in the US, I have siblings in Cameroon, and my mom is in the US with my sister, and my dad passed away. That is 4 years today. As for me, I'm still a single man. I'm not yet hooked up. So and I am in Yaoundé.
Wow, that's very awesome. I've read your bio, and I know that you've done something for your community, something big for your community. So let's tell us a little bit about it. You've done the investigation in the community of how you can keep up with the community. Am I right? Would you tell us a little bit
Yeah,
about that?
yeah. When I left school in 2004, I'm a trained technician, an air conditioning technician. So when I left school in 2004, I just came back home. I didn't get a job by then. I just said, okay, my mom is running a little business. I said, let me help my mom throughout, run the little business to assist her so that we can also fetch for the family one way or the other. So as time went by, that was already a year that went by. I was not really satisfied doing that business, helping it, because I saw myself like someone that is really talented. So I was asking myself question, how will I stay home like this? Did I go to school to come and just help my mom run her business or what? So I was not satisfied with that situation. And I was asking myself, what can I do change my life, change the life of my family, and change the life of my community, what will I really do? In the course of the time, as I was home, I developed this habit of listening to the BBC. So I was listening to the BBC most often. Sometimes I would put on the BBC. I would be sleeping with the BBC on. I would fell in love with the BBC. I like to listen to the news, the way they do the presentation. So as I was following it up one time like that, there was a program called Outlook. I really fell in love with Outlook because they were like always telling nice stories around the world and all that. So I said, but an idea came to me and said, oh, why can I not write to Outlook because to tell them this my little story about my community, since my community remains dirty. So I wrote to them, and as I wrote them a mail, they got interested. They saw my story to be an interesting one, and they asked me, they wrote back to me and told me, that is an interesting story. Can you carry on an investigation to tell us so that we may know why your community remains dirty, even though you still have the garbage trucks that come around sometime to collect dirt? I said, yeah, I'm interested. That is good. I'm quite interested. It is something that would really help me showcase my talent and also help me to change my community, to give a plus in my community. So they connected me with one of their field technicians, and that's how we started. And we went about. We started by doing interviewing community leaders to know how they feel, what is the problem, why is the community remains dirty. We interview the inhabitants of the community to know how they feel, and they told us what they feel, how they feel that the community remains dirty, and what the garbage company that doesn't come regularly, and sometimes the dirt get packed. They will fill up the garbage bags and keep. We don't have the garbage truck that comes regularly and all that. They put all the blame on the garbage company. So we said, okay, this is something that we need to involve the garbage company. So we booked an appointment with the garbage company, and we went around to see if we can have access to talk with them. After the appointment, we with the communication the officer, we made a date. So the day came and we went there. I spoke with them, told us their difficulties, financial difficulties with all what they do, and they have bills that are not being paid by the local officials and all that. Then we see into it that, okay, the problem was not on their side. They are trying to come around to pick up the garbage, but they can't meet up with the financial expense. Maybe they have to follow the truck, they have to pay the workers and all those things. So we say, okay, let us go ahead and talk to the local officials. That's the mayor of the community. So we went ahead, we booked an appointment with the mayor, and it was granted. We spoke with the second assistant mayor of the community. As we spoke with them, he told us the part of the story, told us how it is somehow difficult to get some funds to go about doing that and all that. So we saw into it that somehow things were not really fluent, and that was where the problem was. The problem was in maybe the budgeting. The money wasn't coming on time, and the community officials were not having money on time to settle the bills and all that. So we went back to the garbage company and to try to find out where do they dump those dirts when they get them. What do they do with it? So we went to the dump site. We saw all what they were doing, some, and the places, how they manage the dirt, how they select some, how they burn some, and how they do the recycling. And it was quite an interesting adventure. So at the end of the day, we came back to the community. I came back to the community and I said, okay, this is what is going on. I did some community sensitization. I took the youths of the community. I organized a cleanup campaign to keep the community clean, and I told them the importance of keeping the community clean. And we thought of in each junction at the community, we can have trash cans that people can dump their dirt while waiting for the garbage truck to come around to come collect it. At the end of the day, and it was quite a nice story, and I was so happy about it to know what was the problem and all that. So we saw into it that The community has the community inhabitants. They had a little bit of the blame. The company, the garbage company do have some blame. The community officials do have some blame and all that. So at the end of the day, I now understood why the community remains dirty, and the way forward is for us to really sensitize the people on how to manage garbage, and on how to not to litter around garbage in the community, and to put them on trash cans unless the trucks come around to collect them and all that. So I'm so happy with that experience.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Sounds like you did quite a bit of work to get that all done. So let's move on. Let's move on to hobbies. I see on your hobbies that you got sports, you got researching, you got dancing, but you have singing down there. I always go to the singing part. Tell me a little about your singing.
Yeah, singing is something that I do have a talent for. I have a talent about doing it. Sometimes I just I get inspired. I do compose my own songs, and I do sing them. And when I sing, sometimes I sing to people and they listen. They say, "Wow, you do have the voice. You need to go ahead doing that." So in my church, I used to do the singing, and I used to attain when they do the praise and worship. Sometimes I will get on and then do the singing with the band, the praise band, and all that. And so I fell in love with singing. And sometimes when I am worried in my little corner, I just get singing and I get more inspired. I try to air out my worries with messages of my song. So I love singing.
Very cool.
I think someday I'm trying to do my own composition of my song. I do write it down.
Awesome.
That's very cool. Someday you're gonna have to go on to the Saturday Fun Chat for you to do a song for us to listen to it. But I actually wanted to move into an ONPASSIVE subject, because that's the reason for all of us to be here. And I wanted to find out from you, how did you heard about ONPASSIVE? When did you join, and how has it been for you?
Oh, ONPASSIVE. It's been a wonderful journey since I joined ONPASSIVE. I heard about ONPASSIVE from my elder sister, Florence. She is also a founder, and I heard about it in the US, in Maryland, in the US. She told me that there is a business that is coming up like this. I said, "What is it?" She explained it to me, and I said, "Okay." She said, "I'm going to send you a link for you to join, and when you join, then you tell me what you think about." Immediately when I joined the link with Mr. Charles Olson, a man with a mission, I was like flabbergasted with what I had. I was thrilled and I could not hold my peace. I said, "This is what I've been looking for." Since 2015, I got myself hooked up online, searching for remote job, searching for the job that I can do without a job that will not take much of my time, a job that I can do and have enough money that I will use to change my life, change the life of my family, change the life of my community, without spending, like going out, without spending a lot, take the job that will not take a lot of my time, a job that I will be able to be free while doing it and receive the money. So I even went online. I paid for services for some companies online, until when I found ONPASSIVE, it was quite a phenomenon. It was quite an exemplary opportunity. I said, "Okay, I'm going to get into it." So I joined ONPASSIVE on the 13th of September 2020. That was when I became a founder. And it's quite an exciting journey since then. And I've not regretted a little bit while I'm a founder. I am quite fired up when I talk about it to everyone. And it is an interesting, I count myself part of history. I count myself lucky to be a founder.
Yes, I know you have a saying in a group, and it's known everywhere, and everyone tried to say the same thing you said. So I like to hear that again, Celestin.
Okay, go found this go. Go the ONPASSIVE way. View by design. Woohoo!
I love it. I love it. Every morning, I hear that coming from the group, and I love it. And I know there's a couple of other founders trying to say the same thing. So you've got the original.
Can't be
Milo?
duplicated. You just can't duplicate that. There's only one voice that can do that. That's Celestin. Great for that great passage, Celestin. But we like to say in On Passive that, On Passive is changing the world one person at a time. And it started with Ash Mafaro. When we all first come in, we come in and we're maybe looking to make more money or make more apples. And then all of a sudden, we start listening to Ash and some of the leaders and stuff, and we find out that this is a much bigger thing than just making money. It's about helping a community, helping humanity, changing people's lives. So I got a two-part question for you. Number one is, tell me, how are those apples going to help you, yourself, your immediate family? Number one, what your dreams are and goals. And number two, what is it going to do for others? What are you going to be able to help others and bless others with?
Yes, with the residual income that I'm going to receive from ONPASSIVE, it's going to help me better the life of my family, my siblings, my immediate family that I'm going to hook up. And if God bless and I'm find a soulmate, life is going to be easy because I'll be able to give a better quality education to my kids, my unborn kids now, and I'm going to be able to give them quality education. I will not allow them to go through what I've gone through, and I will be able to give them, to talk to them more about online opportunities, to make them go to school, do online studies, and all that the money will help me to sponsor, to buy quality education for them, to be able to give them health, give them quality health, to be able to give them a quality house and all that. Those things when I was growing up, I never had. So it's gonna help me have a better life. And for helping my community, which is my priority, my family, that of my family is just a little bit, but that my helping the community life is my priority. So what I'm going to do, one of my projects I'm going to do is to make, because I've gone through a moment of ill health that it took me a year and so that for me to recover. I know how the health system in Cameroon works. I know when you don't have money, you can have quality health system. You can be, when you go to the hospital, there you can be able to do a good checkup. You can be able to really go to do some medical tests because they are expensive. You can afford, you can pay services of good doctors and all that. So I went through all that and I said, oh my God, there are a lot of people. My situation, at least I have something. I work somewhere. I'm working somewhere. At least my situation is quite different from other people because at least I have where I have a little bit of income to manage up. Though I still have, it wasn't like fluent to take care of me, but my manage up and I could pay my bills. I try to look at people who are unable to pay their bills when they are sick. People who are dying because of lack of good medical care, not because of the illness, they can take care of the illness just because they never had the money to be taken care of. And people that were given wrong diagnostics because they never had the money, they couldn't go to quality hospitals. People that do go to around the quarters just because they want to get medicine from hawkers. They don't have money to go to the hospital. They will prefer going to hawkers around, hawking on certified medications, and they will prefer to take that just because they want help, because they can't afford that. They will go for it by all costs. So I am planning to set up a situation and an insurance in a way that people will know you when you are sick, you go to the hospital. I will be affiliated to some hospitals. When you go to the hospitals, those hospitals, when you have such cases, they just need to send your bills to the insurance company to be taken care of. Now, if you're those that are able to take care of their cases, we'll give them some certain amount to see what they can do. We give them some certain amount So we will need to verify people's cases, how the severity of cases, and that is how the percentage of the percentage of the money that we are going to give them, it will go with the severity of people's cases and how urgent we need to act. It depends on also on the severity of cases. So that's what I've been pondering on. I've been thinking on. I say, okay, this is what I'm going to set up to give back to humanity, to give back to my country, my fellow countrymen, Cameroonians. And before I think of setting up an NGO that is going to mostly be an NGO dealing with how do you call it, nutrition NGO. We make sure that people feed well, people eat well, people take good complementary, good supplements, and make sure they feed well, because good eating is health. If you eat well, that's when you have health. You will not, your situation will not progress to a situation. You will not get to a situation where you need to go urgently to the hospital, because with the eating good eating is healthy. It gives you health. So if you feed well, you will live, you have a good health. So that is what I've been thinking about, setting up an NGO that helps orphans, help people around that don't have something to eat in countries, not only in Cameroon. Those are the two situations. And then and forward with, I'm going to set up a good technical schools that people will be trained and hands off with machines that are going to be seeing, that they are not going to just be talking. Like you go to school, like what I did in school, you go to school, they just talk to you, and that this is the function of this machine, but you don't get to see it, you don't get to touch it. You know, they will not, students will not be taught only, they are going to get to see those machines, they're going to see how it works. They are going to be trained in a way that tomorrow they are going to be entrepreneurs. They are not going to be trained to come out to work for people. They're going to be trained that tomorrow they can invest, tomorrow they can have their own business. Those are the things the kind of ideas I have in my mind.
Awesome. That's awesome, man. That you know, I like where you're going. You got a lot of things on your plate that you're planning on doing, but unfortunately we're running out of time. So I want to thank you for coming on the show. And just one last time, I would like for you to say right now, give us that phrase one more time.
Go far on this go. Go beyond passive way. Be about design. Woohoo! Everybody say woohoo! Woo-hoo. We are doing it. Woohoo!
We are in it to win it.
We are in it to win it.
That's awesome.
We are in it to win it. Absolutely. That was so lovely. Thank you for sharing that with us. Celestin, it's been such a pleasure sitting with you and sharing your passion and sharing your story. Really appreciate you. Just 1 minute on this question, if you could just spend a minute. I know that there are still founders that's sitting in the back office, but not really know what's going on. They haven't really plugged in. There are also people that are actually sitting on the fence and not taking the action to be a non-passive founder. What is your word of wisdom to them?
All I'm going to tell them is the best riches, for you to be, if you're a rich man, if you want to say you're rich, it's the best rich. If you want to say you're a rich person, it is when you change lives. It is not the money that you make. Money comes when you touch lives. That is the after effect of what you do in people's lives. So if you sit at the fence listening, you are not doing anything better than somebody who is like hearing a song and not hearing the rhythm and whatever. You are just like somebody's you're going to say tomorrow, had I known, meaning you let the opportunity go, which is not going to be good. That is your rich, you're allowing your opportunity, your rich opportunity, that opportunity that's going to make you rich, you're letting it go. And for founders that are inside, I would tell you, if you don't talk to somebody, that is an extra plus of money that you are making. Winning somebody, talking to somebody to come in is a plus of your riches that you're making. Meaning that if you add, the more founders you have, the more money you're making. The more life you touch, the more money you're making. So let us fire up and touch more lives with ONPASSIVE.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your word of wisdom. It's been such a really interesting time that we are here, and it's it's basically the time where our hopes, our dreams are about to come in reality. So I want to thank you for being here with us. And I want to thank you for sharing your passion. Any last minutes, Milo? Any last words?
No, just great hearing you and meeting the guy that came up with that phrase. I've heard it many times, but to sit here and talk with you, I appreciate you. I applaud you for all you're doing for ONPASSIVE. Keep it up. You're in it to win it, brother.
Absolutely. Thank you, Milo. Thank you, Celestine, for being here with us. There you have it, everyone. This is our founder from Cameroon. He shared his passion, he shared his story. It is your turn to do that as well. If you are a founder of OnPassive, please go to julieandmilo.com and let us know if you're interested to be on the show. But not yet. We have over 120 founder stories at julieandmilo.com. Get to know your founders, because someday, very soon, we all get to meet each other and we all get to know each other as well. Julie and Milo also have a Facebook group called OnPassive with a Heart. Would love for you to join our group and share your hearts out. OnPassive is a gift to humanity, and it is a gift that keep on giving, and it takes every single founder to share that gift with the world. So we really appreciate you share the OnPassive message with other people. If you hear this message for the first time, get back with the person who shared this message with you and ask them about OnPassive. Once again, thanks so much for watching. As always, please stay well, stay healthy, and stay alive. Good night from Orange County, California.
Good night from Cameroon.
Good night from Nashville, Tennessee.
The stories and how they tell when they join and how they're doing so well, telling us what it's all about today and how they are loving that own positive way. On passive, here today on passive, no better way. Listen to the Julie and the Milo show, so then you can be the very first to know. On passive, it's here today. Julie and Milo show is coming your way on passive.